welcome. Welcome. It is 7:35 a.m. Eastern Time, and we are watching pre-market, looking for some runners. Now, we got a nice press release here. Let's see, PAYO misses on revenue. Earnings worse than expected. So it's dropping like a rock. Oh, let's see. Good morning. Sheila, good morning. Got our moderators ready to go. Kathy, good morning. Hopefully they don't make you work too hard in YouTube. Good morning, everybody on TikTok. Good to have you along for the ride here. We did manage to get a couple of good ones at 7 o'clock. Look very relaxed today. Yes, I got a good night's sleep. My allergies were messing me up a little bit yesterday in the afternoon and after hours. My allergies were just not doing very well. Red, itchy, watery eye kind of things, stuffy nose. But I feel much better today. Got a good night's sleep. Yeah, I think I'm allergic to Indiana. I think that's what it is. I need to get back down to Florida. But anyway, we had a couple of good ones this morning, and I hope that you guys pick some of those up as well. NCEW. We had a press release that came out this morning. In fact, the press release came out prior to 7 o'clock. And we read this off. We threw it out there to our group. It came out about 10 minutes to 7 this morning. About 10 minutes to 7. And the stock went up over 200% on that press release. That was on NCEW. So we had an over 200%er there this morning. And then at 7 o'clock, we got TOVX. That stock put out a press release at 7 o'clock. We called that one out, mentioned it to our community, and that stock went over 100% as well. Another nice, beautiful run. That stock was at $1.36 and ran to $2.87. It's at $2.40 now, waiting for it to break that $2.50. That seems to be a hard spot for that one. CNEY's been popping up pretty good. Here, just in the last 4 or 5 minutes, it's started to pop a little bit. Pulling back some now, getting a little sell-off going on here. People taking profit up there at 25. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that we get something real nice that pops up here at 8 o'clock or perhaps before 8 o'clock. Gotten a lot of press releases this morning on financials, first quarter financials, a lot of those. A lot of conferences, price target changes, announcements of when the company's going to do their financials. But just a couple. All right, here we go with TOVX again. Come on, baby. This is where we need the volume. 260, 257. Come on. This is where we need the volume. We got 460,000 shares traded on this 1 minute candle. 500,000. Come on, push. 600,000. 700,000. Push. Come on, rip, baby. We had a previous high of 287 on this. Come on. Carry 235 to 260. Nice. Come on, we got to keep this volume going. There we go. Come on, baby. Push. 267. Nice. Thomas, good morning. MK, good morning. 270. Beautiful. You see that break, everybody on Zoom? You see that break of 250? And look at the volume. Look at the difference in the volume from all those previous candles down here. Look at the difference in that volume on that break. And look what happened because of that increased volume. Look what happened here on that break past 250 with good volume. It's all we needed. Beach Bum, TOVX from 230 to 260. Nice trade. Very nice trade. How you guys doing in TikTok out there? You guys doing okay this morning with your trades? Any of you get NCEW or TOVX? Let's see. DSP, price target changed. CMRE announces completion of the Costamare Bulkers Holder Limited spinoff. Okay. Curie, price target raised. Come on, TOVX. Let's break. Break. Need that thing to pop, man. We have gotten so far this morning, we've gotten 69 press releases. So not a massive amount of press releases. But we've gotten a couple of good ones out of there. 2 of them so far. Going back to Zoom. Matthew, morning. Andy, it's $25 a month. And you can cancel it anytime you want to, for any reason. Just go in and cancel. Kiki, TOVX, 232 to 265. My gosh, what is that, about 4 times now on that stock? I think Kiki has traded that one like 4 times. Coming down, needs to stay above that 250. Needs to stay above 250. Let's use that 250 as a support area. Matt, round 2, 229 to 258. Nice trade. Wolfpack's eating well this morning. They're doing very well. iPhone, TOVX, 210 to 260. Another great trade. Broke below that 250. Come on, baby. It's got to stay above 250 if it's going to have a chance. I'm watching TOVX at the moment. Price target. It's just one that we had a press release on this morning, and it's done pretty well. This stock dipped down to $1.11. The news came out. It started to climb, pulled back, and then started its big climb up. And of course, the Wolf Pack knows to watch for those pullbacks right after the news is released. But it pulled back to $1.11 and then climbed all the way to $2.87. That thing was a monster. CNEY, for those of you playing that one, this one's pushing up a little bit. Having some troubles here at 25. Hopefully it'll break over that. Vicky, good morning. I'm not sure, Michael. I'm not sure. If we look here on my chart, you can see right here on this bigger volume spike here where it went up over 5. If you look right here in this box right here on volume, you'll see the volume is 563,000 on that candle. The next candle was 657,000. Now, why the discrepancy from one platform to the next, I don't know. I'm sure there's a computer reason there, but I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you what the difference is. CNEY trying to get up over this 25. This has been a psychological point here. This has got to get up over this 25 and break up to about 26. RIVN price target maintained. What's everybody in this morning? PHIO. PHIO. Announced positive pathology results in a third cohort in a skin cancer clinical trial. PHIO. PHIO. Bonfire Rob, thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. PHIO. Let's see if this one can rip. Rip, rip, rip. Started off at around $1.85. It's at 225 right now on the bid. Will we rip up to 3? Let's find out. Nice big green candle right here would be beautiful. And there we get it. Ask and ye shall receive. How many are riding PHIO at the moment? Might hit 3. We're going to run for 3. Let's run for 3, baby. 240, 255. Looks like we've got a bunch of Wolfpack members in on this one. Keep it green, guys and gals. Keep it green. Keep it green. If you got a really good entry on that, don't waste it. All right, we've got about 9 minutes here. Here's another press release. LITE, price target cut. That doesn't help us. Those are fluff. Well, good morning. How's everybody doing out there in TikTok land? You guys having any good trades this morning? Anything running? Anything Wolfpack hasn't jumped on? SEDG launches new solar-powered EV charging solution designed significantly reduced EV charging fleet costs for businesses. All right. That seems a bit fluffy. How about Sabre? SABR misses on revenues. Steve, PHIO 210 to 240. Nice trade. Good trade. Let's see. TOVX. Let's go back and revisit this one. Back under that 250, man. It just does not want to get there. A lot of people day trading this thing and just banking like crazy on it, unfortunately. Nobody's letting it run. NCEW still coming down. It's under 3 now. Almost back to where it started. Getting close. CNEY still trying to get through those 25s. Come on, 25.9, break 26. Show off a little bit here. Show everybody what you got. 25.6, 25.8. Come on. Silver Fox, good morning. Good morning. We are still in the RV. We are still traveling. As you can tell from my background here, we're in the RV in northern Indiana and going to be heading back south over the weekend. I've got some appointment that I have to keep next week, so I need to get home rather quickly. But we should be live here in the RV today, tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday and Friday. And then if all goes as planned, earnings, Sabre earnings, nothing there. If all goes as planned, I'll be back in the home office on Monday. Knock on wood. If everything goes as planned, I should be back in the office on Monday. $165 to 258 on TOVX. Thank you, Jeff. Back watching the rest of the day. ASST currently halted. ASST currently halted. Pending news, apparently. Now we just need to find out what the news is. Going to New Smyrna Beach this weekend for a wedding. Awesome. 22 to 26 on CNEY for Pinky. Nice trade. Yeah, darn good. I got some good sleep last night. I went to bed early. My allergies were acting up yesterday. I felt and looked like crap. And I just went to bed real early and slept amazing. So much better today. Curie, C-U-R-I, price target announced at $6. That doesn't help us. So with any luck, I'll be back in the home office on Monday, and perhaps sometime next week, I can get my butt out there on the beach. I need some beach time. I've been missing my beach time. Good morning, SKC, Saz. Good morning. Three minutes, 2.5 minutes. Can you stick with us for 2.5 minutes? I hope so. You guys are welcome to join us for the call outs on the website on Zoom anytime you want. Just pop over to the website and subscribe to live Zoom trading. And the website is wolfpackcommunity.com. wolfpackcommunity.com. There's a link on YouTube. There's a link on my TikTok profile, Instagram, Facebook, all those places. You're welcome to join us. We start at 6:45 in the morning. Press releases, for those of you that aren't aware, press releases come out typically on the half hour. They start, generally we get the biggest dump of them at 7 a.m. Eastern time, and then 7:30, 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, and so on. We go live. At ZVSA, groundbreaking potential inhibitors in combination with address medical needs of people living with obesity. Check that one out. ZVSA. ZVSA on a press release. 1 minute ago. ZVSA. Let's see if it breaks up over $1. $92. ZVSA, come on, baby, give us $1. You know, 75 cents to $1, 25-cent scalp per share. That's not bad. We just wicked up to $1.05. Not bad. Wick to 105 and then back to 91. All right, here comes the 8 o'clock press releases. Let's see what's the market's going to throw at us here. XXII Century Group further reduces debt by $1 million following a financing transaction. XXII reducing debt. GXAI to present at a healthcare conference. That doesn't help us, does it? GXAI approved for a listing on Amazon Web Services Marketplace. GXAI going to be on a Amazon Marketplace now. GXAI. PTN, for those of you curious, PTN, Palatine, $23 million public offering. Stock is plummeting. ADN announces new chief strategy officer. ASST, asset entities with Strive Asset Management to form the first publicly traded asset management Bitcoin treasury company. But it's not getting any attention. Nobody's biting. AMLX in a conference. ALZN partners with Qmeta to advance AI-powered imaging for its phase 2 clinical trial. Again, not getting a tremendous amount of attention at the moment. ASMB presenting data at a conference. ASST, that's the one that was halted. If you remember earlier, we said ASST was halted. They're going to merge with Strive Asset. So we have a merger. This is a merger play. We'll see how this plays out. But that's on ASST. Let's see how it plays out here. It's currently sitting at 68 cents. Now, this merger news could push this stock up. It could push it down, depending on the details of the merger. If the details of the merger benefit ASST in a tremendous way, it's probably going to go up. If it doesn't benefit them, it's not a good deal for them financially compared to the other company, then it may not move much at all or come down a little bit. So all we can do is wait and watch. And we're going to try to find out when the release time is for ASST. And as soon as we find out the release time, we will pass that on to you. CNDT, nothing there. EHTH, first quarter results and reaffirming guidance. OSS, first quarter results. GOCO, recent allegations, U.S. False Claims Act. Okay. ANNX to present at an annual meeting. XXII, this is one that reduced their debt by $1 million through some refinancing. LRHC reports strong growth in quarter one of 2025. CHSN, the beverages and baked goods. ELO. TELO. A little press release on TELO. They're apparently working on drug, and they're announcing positive therapeutic potential for autism. That's on TELO. But it's not getting much attention. It's not generating much interest in the market at the moment. That could change, though. NVAX, NVAX, nothing there. And CNDT, guidance, VIVS. Sophie, upcoming investors conference. The rest of these press releases are all in the red. So I'm going to assume there's nothing good in them. Congress. I'm reading through the press releases. Boy, there's nothing. A Spry, SPRY. They're the ones that do the epinephrine nasal spray. They're announcing that 1 milligram is now available in the United States for type 1 allergic reactions in patients weighing 15 to 30 kilograms. It's a junk press release, but I wanted to throw it out there at you. Tractors going by. I am out in the middle of the country. I'm out in the middle of no man's land out here. ASST, Strive to Combine Company under Strive brand, remain listed on NASDAQ as ASST. Reverse merger structure. This is on the ASST, the one that we're waiting on the release time. Reverse merger structure expected to give the company immediate access to shelf registration statement to raise primary capital. Think about what that means. $676 to $91 on ZVSA for Pinky. Nice trade. OSS. Still reading press releases, by the way. We got a bunch dumped. So keep that in mind on ASST. They're doing a reverse merger. And they publicly stated in the press release that it's going to give the other company access to an existing shelf offering. Think about that. So you have GPUS popping again. Kyle, TOVX 132 to 254. Nice. Nice. That's some good trading there. ZVSA still pushing up. How many of you got ZVSA? Let me see your hands. My gosh. Still climbing. We need to break over that $1. So you have a company that has a current shelf offering. In other words, they have an offering. We all know what an offering is, right? A shelf offering is simply an offering that's been approved and it's just sitting there. They're not exercising it. They're not putting the shares for sale out there, but they have the right and they have the approval from NASDAQ or from FINRA and SEC and all those to, at any time they choose, to release those shares into the market and dilute the shares that are there, right? And that causes a ton of volume and a price decrease generally. So they've got this shelf offering sitting there. So they merge with this other company, right? Now that they're considered one entity, that other company has access to that shelf offering. And they can exercise that shelf offering to raise money to support their operations. It's pretty slick. But it just tells me that there's an offering. It's gonna hit. Dave, ZVSA 81 to 94. ASST releases at 8:30. FYI. So let's take a look at ASST, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to stick with you till 8:30 because I'm curious and I want you to see what happens with this thing right along with me. A fake Wolfpack community account just requested to follow me. Be careful with those. I got contacted a couple days ago. Somebody got contacted by a TikTok profile that appeared to be me. It was one of those fake profiles that are out there. They copy of the page and copy some of the video content. Everything looks exactly like my TikTok page. And then they start messaging people that are followers and trying to scam money out of them. So be very, very careful. If you get somebody that contacts you and says, "Hey, I'm Jeff from Wolfpack Community," and they're trying to get you into something, it's not me. I promise you it's not me. I never, ever contact anybody, just cold contact. Now, I'll try to answer people when they contact me. I'll try to answer if I can, but I don't ever contact somebody first and just start striking up a conversation and talking about your trading, or, hey, have you thought about this investment, or what do you think of this? Or that's not me. Trust me, if you get contacted by somebody like that, it's fake, fake, fake. Just delete, report, and be done with them. I do not contact anybody and try to get you to buy into some crypto thing or try some new trading platform or some new investment thing that's out there, and I can help you turn $500 into 5,000. All that is all bullshit. It's all BS. It's not me. Don't fall for it. Please don't fall for it. Yeah, if they contact you and say, "Hey, how's your trading going?" That's a big line a lot of them like to use. It's not me. I guarantee you it's not me. NCEW trying to curl back up off of that bottom. Let's see if it does. SEDG got some more press releases here. Maintain first quarter EEIQ. ASST, I think from what I've read so far, I'm a little leery on it. It's sitting at 68. Level 2 has bids at 85. It appears to me, just looking at level 2, it looks like as soon as it's released, it's going to spike up. But I don't trust it. I just don't trust the press release. And I hope that a lot of retail traders have read that press release. Asset entities, Strive combined company to operate under Strive brand and remain listed on NASDAQ. Here's the part that concerns me on ASST. Reverse merger structure expected to give the company immediate access to shelf registration statement to raise primary capital. The merger gives the company immediate access to a shelf registration statement to raise primary capital, to raise money. What does that tell you? I don't know. This could be one that spikes on the news because of the merger, and at some point the company is going to start that shelf offering, and they're going to start diluting shares, and the price is not going to, it's just going to get stagnant. There's going to be a lot of shares being bought and sold, and you're going to look at it and go, my God, how come this thing's traded like 50 million shares and it's only moved 2 cents? Why is that? Well, that's why they're diluting shares. They're dumping shares into the market to raise money. And I think that's what's going to happen here. Now, it may not happen today. I'm not saying that's going to happen right now today as soon as they release this. Not at all. But it's coming. It's coming in coming days. So my gut instinct on this one is just based on level 2 It looks like it's going to spike a little bit when it gets released, and for me, it would be a quick play, very quick. If it starts to climb, very quick in, quick out, and then sit back and not trust it. But that's just me. That's just my own personal opinion. But of course, you guys play it the way you want to play it, but I'm going to sit back and wait. I'm not going to blindly jump into this thing at 8:30. I'm going to wait and see which direction the wind's blowing. When it releases at 8:30, is it going up? Is it trending up? Is it trending down? What do I want to do here? Sit back and wait. And I don't mean one quick spike up. That's not a trend. We want this thing to trend. We want to see green candle, green candle. We want to see it starting to trend up before we pull the trigger. Don't FOMO on that first. If you're watching like on the 1 minute chart, don't FOMO on that first candle. When you see it spike way up, don't get in your head, oh my God, this thing's going, I better jump in quick, because it can fool you very quickly. Don't FOMO on that first candle. I'm not 100% convinced that it's going to run. All right, let's go back and look at NCEW. Boy, look at that beautiful dip buy down there at 260. And then it ran all the way back to 384. What a great dip. If anybody caught that by chance. Yes, hit it and quit it. The other company, I don't think the other company is a publicly traded company. Thus the reverse merger. Strive, if I'm reading this right, Strive is a privately owned company. They're doing what they call a reverse merger with ASST, and then that combined company will trade under the Strive brand on NASDAQ. And that will give Strive access to ASST's ability to do a shelf offering. Strive Asset intends to use all the available mechanisms to build a Bitcoin war chest in a minimally dilutive manner to common shareholders. So they already are telling you they're going to dilute the shares. Once the merger happens, they're going to start diluting shares to get money to buy Bitcoin. That's the play. That's what they're planning on doing. So they're already telling you, we're going to merge with ASST. We're going to use the ability now that we are a publicly traded company. We're going to dilute shares to raise money to buy Bitcoin. That's their plan. Now, if we look at level 2, we've got bids anywhere from 71 cents to 84 cents. So it's hard to tell what this is going to do, but I'm not jumping. I'm not taking the bait and jumping right away. I'm going to wait and see what it does. I don't have to jump in. Think of it this way. I don't have to jump in the first 30 seconds that it's released. If it's going to run, I don't have to get in the first 30 seconds to make money. I can wait a little bit. You got plenty of time if it's going to run. If it's going to run, you've got plenty of time to get in and catch some of that run. You don't have to jump the second it opens, because that's a risky play with this one, because we don't know if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down. So I'm not going to FOMO on that first candle. All right. What ticker? We're talking about ASST. They're doing a reverse merger. And they've already announced in the press release that the plan is engage this reverse merger, dilute shares to raise money in an offering so that they can buy Bitcoin. So that's what their plan is. And I don't really want to be a part of that plan if they start diluting. Now keep in mind, the merger hasn't happened yet. Okay, that's important to remember. The merger hasn't happened. They're just telling us that they plan to merge. So from today at 30, when they release this, until they actually merge and actually do an offering, could be weeks and weeks and weeks away, right? So today's play could be a good one if it's going to trend up. But I'm not going to believe it till I see it. But I'm seeing bids at 85 cents. Right now it's at 68 cents. It was halted at 68 cents. So all we can do is watch. All we can do is watch. GPUS, boom. That was the big one from the last couple of days. GPUS booming up nicely. We can hear the click-clack of horses on the road. Amish buggies going by. I told you I was out in the middle of nowhere, and I wasn't kidding. CNEY. Now, we were rooting and tooting for this thing to get up past that 25s and get into the 26s, and it's now up into the high. It's into the 28 now. For those of you that took some of that. TOVX still pulling down. NCEW still struggling a little bit. Megal coming down. PHIO. GPUS popped very quickly there. Open. All right, we've got 1 minute. So I'm going to switch my screen over here to ASST out of curiosity and see where this goes. Let's see if we get a trend up. It's going to be a quick in and out for me if I decide to jump. If I decide to jump, it's going to be quick. Unless this thing goes absolutely bananas, then I'll stay in, obviously. but I don't trust it. Okay, it's on the move here. We're at 99 cents. 104, 105, 102, 103. All right, HEPA, HEPA executes binding letter of intent with New Day Diagnostics to commercialize diagnostic tests. HEPA, HEPA. HEPA, HEPA. It's Hepion Pharmaceuticals. In participating in a conference. Reading through press releases. All right, watching ASST. It's getting some juice. UO571U, good morning. Let's go back and look at HEPA, HEPA. Panning out good so far. ASST. Nice trend up so far. Kiki, ASST from 97 to 124. All right. Which of these objects is orange and round? All right. Jobu. ASST 98 to 125. Ken 99 to 130. Wolfpack's eating off of that one. How about you guys? Anybody else? Let's go back and look at HEPA. HEPA's having some troubles here. We'll give it some time to simmer and get warmed up. Watching ASST. See if it's going to break over 132 again. HEPA. How many of you got HEPA? Look at the 1 minute chart. Looking good. You guys banking this morning? HEPA's only up 38% at this point. ASST looks like it's having some little bit of trouble here at 130. We need to break over 132. All right, here's another one halted. OSTX. OSTX. News pending. It's currently halted at $2.34. Have you visited Fort Wayne? Yes. I'm originally from Indiana. I lived here most of my adult life, I guess. I haven't been to Fort Wayne on this visit, but I'm very familiar with Fort Wayne. My band used to play up there a lot. So let's take a look at OSTX. We've got this one as another one that's halted pending news. So now we just have to wait for the news and find out what the news is. There you go, Kiki. See if that works for you. So let's find out what the news is on OSTX before we discuss what it might or might not do. Go, facility image size larger aircraft. Got a couple more press releases here. Cut 30, USCR. All right, let's go back and look at HEPA. HEPA's still trying. Not crazy about these candles that I'm seeing here on HEPA, but maybe it'll improve. Maybe it'll improve in time. ASST, how many of you are banking on this one? How many of you took some of that? Remember, quick in, quick out. Fred, are you from Fort Wayne area? Come on, HEPA. Rip, baby. Give us 50. Restore my confidence here. TikTok, you guys are being quiet this morning. ASST now at 150. Max, ASST, got it from 1 120 to 146. Nice little scalp off of that one. Chris got it from 108 to 150. Nice. Nice. Pinky, 129 to 150. It's up 140%. That's 3 of them this morning so far that have gone over 100% for us on the press release. That's not bad, just in pre-market alone. That's why I don't trade during the day most of the time. I don't need to. OSTX, still waiting on a time. We don't know what time this is going to be released. We don't even know what the news is yet. But just FYI, OSTX is halted pending news. We're just waiting to find out what the news is, so we know how to plan. Kyle got HEPA from 42 to 46. Nice little quick scalp there. Good job. Very good job. See, I told you I didn't like the candles on HEPA. I don't like the looks of them. They're too sporadic. I don't see any pattern there. I don't see any consistency. I just don't like the looks of those candle shapes. All right. SST, GoGo, manufacturer approval for Federal Aviation Administration. Trent got HEPA from 40 to 45. Good trade, Trent. Quick in and quick out. Weight Watchers. What's that one doing? Struggling. Just FYI, if for those of you that weren't aware, they filed bankruptcy. Yes, Weight Watchers filed bankruptcy. WW, known as Weight Watchers, files for bankruptcy and the stock plunges. This came out 13 hours ago, 15 hours. Came out in after hours last night. You can see the plunge at 4 o'clock yesterday in after hours. But yeah, they filed for bankruptcy. IINN Heart system approved by Israel's largest healthcare provider in organ transplant patients. IINN. IINN. NRSN announces successful completion of commercial manufacturing scale-up in preparation for potential Canadian market launch. It's on NRSN. OSTX. Issuance of a patent. OSTX announces issuance of a U.S. patent protecting commercial manufacturing market exclusivity for OST-HER in rare pediatric cancer, osteosarcoma, and full listeria cancer immunotherapy platform. So they got a new patent. That's the news I've gotten so far. That's the one that was halted. OSTX. And that's the press release that I've just received on OSTX. Was a new patent protecting their commercial manufacturing and market. They have exclusive market rights and their manufacturing market. So that seems a bit kind of a weak piece of news, but we'll see how the market responds to it. Class action lawsuit, SEDG, price target cut, and USAW. So let's keep an eye on OSTX and see if anything comes out of that one. I don't know. Everybody still watching ASST? Still going up. ID, anything good this morning? Oh my, yes. ASST so far has been performing okay. It's up 159% here in pre-market on a press release. NCEW earlier this morning was a monster. It was up over 200% on a press release. TOVX was another beauty this morning. That was up about, it's just a little over 100% this morning on a press release. We've had 3 of them so far this morning in pre-market on press releases that went up over 100% from the time the press release came out until it peaked. It was up over 100%. And one of the 3 was over 200%. Todd, ASST, $1.12 to $1.60. Nice little trade there, Todd. Very nice. Very, very nice. sticking with you a little bit longer here this morning. OPFI reporting record Q1 revenue, exceeding guidance by more than 40%. That's on OPFI. It's a $10 stock. VTRS, investors with losses, class action lawsuit. BBAI, investors, class action lawsuit. Okay, those don't do us any good. Purple. Everyone watch OSTX. OSTX. Mark it down. Pull it up on a chart somewhere. Keep an eye on it. This is another one that's halted pending news. Now, the only news that I've gotten so far is on a patent. They got a patent, a U.S. patent, protecting commercial manufacturing market exclusivity. It's for a rare pediatric cancer, osteosarcoma. So it might push up. It's at $2.34 right now. $2.34. We just need to find a release time. That's what we need to do. So hopefully we get a good release time here. Maybe 9 o'clock. I don't know. It's a 25-year patent. They have exclusive rights to this for 25 years. 15 years. 15 years. Into 2040. So, let's keep an eye on it, shall we? How about ASST? This was another one that was halted this morning. We waited till we saw a nice trend up, that it was going to trend up when it was released. And then made a play on it. TOVX is not halted, no. ASST, 1 minute chart doesn't look too bad. 5 minute chart looks great. So far, it's looking pretty good. TOVX curling up a little bit. HEPA going sideways here on a 5 minute chart. OSTX. We're going to watch OSTX. I don't have a release time on this one yet, but we're going to be watching very closely at 9 o'clock because they might release it at 9. And this could turn into a play similar to ASST, where it releases from the halt and trends up, and we can make a nice play on it. We just have to watch and see. JR, you have a great day, my friend. And we're going to get some press releases here at 9 o'clock as well. In CEW, TOVX. TOVX is curling back up. ASST still climbing. HEPA going sideways. Got tractors going by. Boy, if it's not tractors, it's Amish buggies. Two and a half minutes. I've got my eye on OSTX to see what this thing does. See if it releases at 9. Unless somebody finds a release time on it. ASST's been a nice climber here. Over 160% off of that press release. Very nice. Two minutes. Let's look outside here. We got some sun shining out there. Not bad, not bad. NBIS. Announces a strategic investment in Toloka, its AI data solutions business led by Bezos Expeditions and participation from Mahika, CTO of Shopify. Okay. Yeah, it seemed like pretty good press release. When did that come out? An hour ago. So right around 7 o'clock. So it got a good play off the press release at 7. And that really, to me, was the play. Catching that press release right at 7 and then running it up, $2 to $3. $2 looks like it went up about $2. $3, just a fuzz over $3 climb off that press release. So that was the play. Whether it goes back up now the rest of the day, who knows? Okay, so apparently that's not being released. All right, let's look at some press releases. HSCS adds prominent key advisor. SNES announces an exclusive distribution agreement and an initial order from Indonesia. SNES. How about CSAI? CSAI secures the largest contract in company history with a global real estate investment firm. CSAI. Largest contract in company history. Completion Airborne Survey, MCRP, Robotics Intelligence Systems to make the Emirates, BZFD, first quarter. Got one crash in here. CYCC announced stock split. Ouch. CYCC announcing a reverse stock split. 1-for-16 reverse split. Verb. VTEX. Power solution growth. Reading through press releases. Conference. Don't think we're going to get anything else. 9 o'clock is not typically known as a great time for getting really solid, really good news kind of press releases for some reason. I don't know. It's just historically speaking, it just doesn't usually produce much. All right, let's see. TOVX still coming down. AVDX, nothing. NCEW down. ASST struggling a little bit. ZVSA kind of curling up a little bit. Curie's hanging in there. CURI, that one's been hanging tough pretty much all morning. Not a lot of volume in it, but it's been climbing. EHTH, nothing there. AMLX, nothing there. Spry. HEPA going sideways. HSCS adds a new person on their advisory board. Yeah, it doesn't look like we didn't get anything really at 9 o'clock. Yeah, we really didn't get much at 9 o'clock. Kind of scanning back over some of these. PFI. BZFD, BuzzFeed, 2025 revenue. That CSAI didn't do much, did it? They secured the largest contract in company history, and stock really didn't perform off of it at all. It spiked a little bit right when the news came out and then fell. That's why we always wait. We don't FOMO on the first spike when the news comes out. We wait to see if that second candle or that third candle pulls back, which it will if the news is crap. So wait for the pullback. Always wait for that pullback. NCEW still going sideways. That was a great play this morning. Oh, that was a nice play this morning. That news came out about 10 minutes to 7. Luckily, we were live because we go live at 6:45. And we'd been live about 5 minutes when that press release came out. And that stock went crazy. It was up over 200%. So I was glad that we were live when we were. So anyway, all right. Let's go back and look at, just real quick here. The one that was halted earlier. All right. Now let's go back and look at CSAI. Now, again, spiked on the news, pulled back. Let's see if it found a bottom. ASST, that was a reverse merger. ASST is merging in a reverse merger with a company called Strive Asset Management. And they're going to remain on as a NASDAQ listed company. It responded pretty well. Just glad we waited it out and did the right thing. All right. Now let's go back and look at CSAI. Are you watching that one? Make sure you're watching this one. We spiked on the news, we got the pullback, and now we're looking for that climb back up. Look at ASST. Boom! 190%. Could we get 200% out of this one? 193%, 95. Come on, baby, give us 200. That's two of them this morning, over 200% if this one hits. Look at us getting one that's up 193% and not being happy with it. We want more. Give us more. Come on, pop. One more big pop. $195, 96, 196. Come on. 198. 200. Boom. Look at that. 203%. Mm-mm. Oh, the Wolfpack's eating good today. Good gravy. You beautiful bastard. Two. That's two of them over 200% this morning. I got to mark that down just because that's sweet. iPhone still holding. One of our Wolfpack members still holding from $1.11. Anybody else still holding that from down there in that $1 to $1.20 area? Anybody still holding on? Matthew's still holding from 99 cents. How about our TikTok friends and YouTube friends? Anybody still holding on? Matt's got it from $1. TikTok, you're being awful quiet this morning. Looks like everybody's left to go watch Jay. STGOSTX. $138 and locking in profit as it goes up. Nice. OSTX, still watching this one. Maybe they'll release this at 9:30. You are awesome. Great at what you do. Thank you. ID, thank you very much. Is our NAC moving around this morning again? Yeah, moving up to 113. I'm shocked this thing has stayed above $1 the way it has. I got to tell you, it's breaking its normal trend. I don't see any news on UPC. DGLY spiked up and fell hard. DGLY received positive listing determination from NASDAQ, and it spiked up and then dropped. Keep an eye on that one. That might come back into play again. But we got to go back here and watch ASST up 208%. Brian, that would be great. I just shocked that it's stayed above $1 as long as it has. That's not its normal cycle. I've played that stock for years. That's not what it does. So maybe that's a good sign. Maybe that means something's going to happen here. All right, let's see what we got. Elan, ELAN, Animal Health shares rise on a first quarter beating of financials. ELAN. CETX secures a $1 million security technology order from a major Middle East media group. CETX. SLQT, class action lawsuit, GRI, enrollment in the phase 2, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. All right. OSTX is now open. You guys watching? OSTX now open for business. This is the one that was halted for the news on the patent. We told you to watch this one. It's open now. Keep an eye on it. We're up about 10% right now. Let's see where this one's going to go. It's not getting a lot of volume. It's not getting tremendous amount of volume, but it might, if it starts climbing, it'll draw some attention. ASST 162 to 183, quick hitting out. Good deal. Happy Lou, that was a good one. Spread is tightened up to a penny. OSTX. Please tell me you're watching. We don't know what it's going to do, but you better be watching or you're going to miss it if it does do something. Oh, TOVX. $7 million public offering. Boom. We had that stock up over 100% this morning, and then they do an offering. We just talked about this yesterday with stocks doing this. Oh my. And the offering is at $1.10. Those dirty, rotten sons of bitches. Unbelievable. Oh no. TOVX dying a slow death here. Oh my. It means they're selling shares. It means they're taking a bunch of shares that they manufactured themselves and they're offering them out to the market for sale. And all that does is dilute the amount of shares that are already out there. So it makes each share worth less in value. So as soon as an offering hits, the price just down it goes. And they're doing the offering at $1.10. They're selling these new shares they created at $1.10. And the price was at $2. So you can imagine most retail traders thinking, I just bought this thing at $2 and now they're selling them at $1.10. This is horse shit. So everybody sells and gets out. And it could it bounce? Absolutely. It absolutely could bounce up. All right. But that's what happened anyway. If you're wondering why that dropped the way it did, that's why. Okay, OSTX tanked. That's why we watch them. NCEW, ASST still climbing. Scott got OSTX from 252 to 288. Good job. Made a quick 60 cents on OSTX. Very good. Very good. Good trade. TOVX was the one I was just talking about that had the offering at $1.10. It was over $2. It was up over 100% for us this morning. We made good money on that stock this morning. And then they did this offering. And down she went. ASST still hanging tough. Might rip up over $2 here. Vicky, have a great day. ASST, watching closely here. See what this one does. That was kind of a disappointing turn of events on TOVX for sure. I hate when they do that. Just pull the rug on retail traders. ASST, come on, rip up to 2. LAES announces that its QVault Trusted Platform module is fully compliant. The highest security parameter sets of the NIST standardized crystals, dilithium, and crystals Kyber algorithms. Okay, don't know what that means. That's far too geeky, above my geek level. It's above my geek clearance. I have no idea what that meant. ASST, looking for this thing to rip here. Above 2. Wondering if it'll do it before 9:30. We're going to say goodbye to you at 9:30. But we'll be back at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern Time. 4 p.m. for after hours trading. And we might catch something in after hours. Still waiting. Thought maybe we might get a press release or two right before 9:30. Sometimes we get them right at 9:30. They release them right at 9:30, which is pretty smart. ASST waiting for that rip above 2. Come on. Gets up to 185 and it just can't make it. Well, good luck to everybody today. whatever you do with your stocks. And I appreciate everybody that has stuck around with us this morning for this long. We stayed on a lot longer this morning than we normally do. A lot longer. But we do appreciate every single one of you. We'd love to have you join us in the mornings at 6:45 on the website. We do a Zoom live trading, calling out the press releases as they hit the market and letting everybody know what's running. And we'd love to have you join us over there. Go check out the website, wolfpackcommunity.com. Pick you up a Wolfpack t-shirt. Didn't wear mine today. I wore it yesterday. I got one in every color. That way I could wear it no matter where I was at. Mix and match my colors. I don't see any news on SYTA. I did see that it was hitting Momo and it was spiking up quite nicely, but it's pulled right back down again. I don't see any news on it. Rainbow. I even got a pink one darn good for when I drive my Princess Ferry Mobile or whatever you call it. Yeah, people are selling into the bid on OSTX. Might be a surprise runner today. You never know. Sometimes it seems like that's what happens. We get one that's got a news that just seems, ugh, and it doesn't do anything. And then at some point during the day, off it goes. And everybody's like, man, I wish I would have picked that up in pre-market. Doggone it. Look at TOVX still dropping. Remember that offering's at $1.10. So this could drop to $1.10 pretty easily. We've got 1 minute to go till the market opens. Thank you guys very much for sticking along with us here. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button on YouTube and hitting the follow button on TikTok. Much, much appreciated, really. And thank you for everybody that pops over to YouTube and watches the videos that we have over there. The videos that we post on YouTube, the video shorts, they're pretty much the same videos that we put on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all those places. But we really do appreciate you popping around to the different platforms and watching the videos and just showing support that way. It's just a small gesture of saying, appreciate what you're doing. Much, much appreciated. Really mean that. Oh, well, we managed to get two of them up over 200% this morning in pre-market and one over 100. But the one that went over 100 kind of played dirty after it went up. It put that offering out, TOVX, and really I'm sure there's some people just fit to be tied over this one. Pissed off. All right, let's watch ASST and see what this does here at open. See if we're going to break that $2. All right, the market's opened green. Dow Jones is up 153 points. NASDAQ is up 6 points, not much. S&P is up 8 points. SPY is up 99 cents and falling. Hopefully that doesn't go red. Hopefully the rest of the market doesn't go red. Watching ASST to see if this breaks 2. TOVX, the ugly one that did the offering, it is climbing up here a little bit at open. It's up about 5%. NCEW, that was the early morning pre-market one that got us up over 200% this morning. That one is climbing. It's up about 15% here as soon as the market opens, up 17% now, 19%. So NCEW is getting a nice little climb. NASDAQ's climbing up. S&P is climbing up. But I've got a lot of red on my charts here. My scanners got a lot of red in it. But NCEW is really pushing nicely. NCEW. Really pushing nicely here so far. So far. All right. That's going to be it for me this morning. You guys have a great day of trading. Thank you for hanging out with us as long as you have. Always appreciate that. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button, hitting the follow button. Appreciate it. I will see all of you at 4 p.m. this afternoon for after hours. 4 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do after hours trading. See if we can catch a press release in after hours that runs one of these things up 100% and we can bank some money. So save some dry powder for after hours. And I'll see you guys later today. Have a good one. God bless. Keep it green. And remember, it damn sure beats punching a clock.